The single most important determinant of how we do as an economy is going to be how educated our workforce is. That's our biggest competitive advantage, is having workers who are skilled. If we've got the best scientists, if we've got the best engineers, if we've got the best mathematicians, if we've got workers who know how to, as they do here at Gamesa, to use high-tech equipment, that's what's going to be our advantage. Like I said, we're not going to win the race just by driving our wages down, because we'll never win that race. I mean, China doesn't even have the lowest wages now. Some companies are now moving to the next country that's got lower wages than China, because China's economy is starting to grow. There's always going to be some country out there with lower wages, but we can out-educate anybody. And we used to have the best education system in the world. We used to have the #1 percentage of college graduates in the world. We don't anymore. Our kids used to do the best on math and science exams. Now we're like 9th, 12th, 21st. And that means that, other countries are going to pass us by. This is why, even in these tough budget times, where we need to cut the things that we don't need, we can't stop investing in education. We can't stop investing in education. I put forward my budget proposal for next year, and almost every department I cut. One department I didn't cut, education. I did not cut education. I actually increased our investment in education. Now, money is not the only thing that makes a good school. So we've also got to reform our schools. Some schools are not structured to make sure kids learn. There are schools out there where they've got enough money, but for whatever reason, most of the time they're in poor neighborhoods. But part of it is also that the teachers, the principals, et cetera, they're not working together in as effective a way with the parents and the community to make sure that there are high expectations for the kids and everybody's performing. So what we've said is, yes, we're going to put more money in the schools, but we're also going to reform the schools. And part of the money that we've done is, we've carved out some of this money, and we've said, instead of it just going to every school district based on some formula, we want you to compete for it. Come up with a plan explaining how you're going to reform our education system, how you're going to make sure there are high standards for every kid, how you're going to get the best teachers, how you're going to train and retain those teachers, how you're going to make sure that the schools are accountable. And if you do those things, we're going to give you a little bit of extra money. And it gives an incentive for every state and every school district to start looking at what they're doing to see if they're using the best practices possible to educate our kids.